Okay, because I will turn my Wi-Fi off on her. Because I have
Oh, something said the content of this meeting is being sent to one or more apps. So
yeah.
dang, that's letting us know everything you doing.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's sending it from Zoom to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's why I was telling y'all I originally wanted to use Zoom, but like Restream and all these other apps, they
Mhm.
sitting up here like talking about you gotta pay too much a month, and I'm not finna do all that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame you.
Trying to
Like
charge $1 for every damn thing.
one thing said $199 a month. I was like, bro,
What?
Boy, they trying to charge for every goddamn thing.
All right.
yeah. I was like, who's finna pay $199 a month? Not I.
Mm-mm.
I'm with you on that, Royal. That's
I
not.
got better things to do with that, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna need them to come on through with this because I was doing it last night and messing with it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was like, let me see what I can pull up. It show it show we live on her,
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey
but it don't
guys.
show on my screen. It just say preparing,
Oh. Look, I'm
which
like,
is
hey,
very
y'all.
odd.
Hey.
Thank you.
It say stream started 90 seconds ago.
You got your phone? You got your phone?
Really?
Oh wait, it's right here. Oh, it's right here.
And then when you be talking, it's not pulling up your name. Now it's like, okay, now it's pulling up your name.
Mask?
So do y'all see it on y'all end?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
yours and hers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see y'all names popping up, but on my like on my screen, it's still showing preparing live stream meeting.
Really?
Yeah,
No, we ain't
but
know. I
on
see
my
it.
MacBook, it's showing like we live. So can y'all hear us on y'all phones?
Oh, let me see. Let me
What YouTube look like for a second.
Yeah, cause you was over there Fortniting.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, where your tablet?
Yeah, see if y'all can see it like on y'all other devices.
Yeah.
You pin it back.
You can hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, you got your Bluetooth on.
Yeah.
So you can hear me in your ear? Yeah. Blah 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 blah. It's delayed.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Why you make me do that? It had me just all ghetto.
That's why I just wanted to sit there and watch you do it.
Oh, so you admit
Yeah.
that?
Shit. That
So
was
you
intentional.
right? I think you just enjoyed that whole moment of having me do this to myself right now.
Why you make me do that?
Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to the Bruja's Lair Spiritual Sauce podcast with me, Mambo Royalty, Brittany, and Kiara. On this podcast, we discuss various topics on all things spiritual. If you've been following our schedule lineup, you know tonight we will be discussing elemental spirits and current events. All right. So, and I do want to thank everybody who does join this podcast tonight. And I do also want to let you guys know that it may be a bit delayed. So you may have to come back once we're done. So yeah, I do want to let y'all know that. And y'all will have to deal with me doing my nails because I am currently doing my nails. Oh, can I get some light? I need some lighting over here
I'm doing my hair.
for my nails, ma'am.
Oh, you do your nails.
Oh yeah, I do my nail. I do my nail. Don't make me talk in my accent.
How many you do nails?
I do nail pink and white and hot pink.
Ah,
Yeah, I do nail.
you do nails.
I do nail and it don't charge me no money. I do me nail for free.
No money.
No
Free
money.
99. No
What?
$5.
No
Yeah, I
what?
know, right?
No
Listen, no
dollars.
$5.
No dollars.
$5 more. Oh, no, sorry.
No, see, that's why I do my own nails. Because them $5 per rhinestone is too much.
Oh, mom need it.
Cause I be needing a whole bunch of rhinestones. I need some tweezers too.
What if I just sat here and stared at you while you did your nails?
I would really appreciate if you stop staring at me and like help me right now, cause I'm really trying to do this podcast and do my nails. Not you holding this light in front of my face.
Oh, you want me to put the light?
Like step in the light, Caroline. Okay. I am really doing my nails while we doing the podcast. What? Quit playing multitask. Quit playing. You know what it is. I just got done doing your daddy hair.
Oh, this man, you just got done doing his nails.
No. Him do not get his nails done.
Who?
No, sir. Yeah, I need some light.
Fix your eyes.
Okay, can't not we put it. Just sit the light right here. They probably like gonna put the timestamp. This is when they finally get to actually what they talking about after
Okay.
royalty finally gets done with her nails. You know what would be crazy if we was doing the podcast one night and my water broke?
Man.
I'd be like, okay, y'all, I love y'all, but I gotta go.
It's time. Oh shit.
Literally, they're gonna be all in the comments. Okay, let us know.
I'm gonna
be like,
definitely be Soraya, it's time.
I'm gonna be rushing like she was on Soul Food.
Right.
And she was just telling people, okay,
Okay.
because like what else can you say in that moment?
Right.
But I did ask y'all for some tweezers and I never got them, so I'm using my nails. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't forgot.
Where your tweezers at?
I asked for y'all tweezers, not mine.
We have tweezers.
Your sister should have some at least. Okay, so
Want tweezers?
yes, Miha, please.
What race are you right now?
Gracias. I'm all my races, girl. I love
Okay.
all my races. All right. We not talking in accents tonight. We live. I can't do that. All right. Okay. So what I did want to talk about first was the elemental part of everything, because the elemental part of the spirits tie into what's actually happening right now. Okay. So for example, they were talking about the earthquake that just hit. Okay. And keep in mind, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. It was an earthquake that was like a 7.2 or 7.7 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, there were other earthquakes, 5 point, this or 6 point that. And then to, just to keep everything in mind, if you're in the States and these things are happening like in other countries, you're not even gonna, really hear about it unless somebody's, reporting on it. Because, once one outlet reports on it, then other ones are like, oh shit, we gotta report on it too, but I think that the earth is rumbling the way it's rumbling because the earth spirits are upset. You know what I'm saying? The earth spirits are highly upset with what's going on with humanity. Okay. I want to remind y'all about the movie. What is it? Is it San Andreas? It's one of those one of those Hollywood movies where it shows like the students and the tourists, going to the dam or whatever, and then all of a sudden, there's this big massive earthquake. And a lot of people anticipate that, that's going to happen. They anticipate that things are going to happen in Cali. I actually had a dream about 5 years ago about California flooding before it actually flooded. I had dreams about it being on fire before it was on fire. And I was telling people back then, because everybody was like, I want to go to Cali, I want to move to Cali. And I'm like, look, I'm telling y'all are not missing anything, because the cost of living in Cali is high. And if I'm having these dreams, why would you move there? So one of my godchildren, she lives there, and she was like, when you told me that it was going to happen, of course I believed you. But she was like, the fact that it happened and I was able to see it and I was safe, just like you said I would be safe, that shocked me, because it was a lot of people who were not in good as standings as she was. It was a lot of people who met the unfortunate side of the waters. And it was the same thing with the people who were going on these little trips, and they were like getting in this water. I do not remember this guy's name. Maybe you guys remember his name, or maybe you heard of him. But I believe he was an entertainer. And he, like, he did music, and he went on this little water thing that they were doing, and they ended up having a boating accident. Okay. And when they had this boating accident, he passed. Like he literally did not make it out of that water. And I have to stress how serious this is, because water spirits are very upset. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have to think, with spirituality trending, even though it's not a trend, it's a tradition. I say that all the time.
Right.
You have to understand, and overstand that people are in these groups, and they're like throwing little magical workings in the water. People are not paying homage to the water. What I've learned in spirituality is, before you take anything from the earth, the water, the air, the fire, you have the cemetery, you have to ask for permission. Okay.
Right.
So while we're talking about water, before you go on a trip, before you go on a cruise, whatever it is that's dealing with water, before you go swim at a beach, whatever it is, you need to ask the spirits of that water for permission to get in that water. And don't listen to your ego, listen to your intuition. Because
Right.
if things are not going right that day, before you're supposed to get in the water, whatever it is, don't go. Those are the signs, because you guys also have to understand how many people lost their lives in this water. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like in an equation to a haunted house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't pay me to go to where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre happened. You couldn't pay me to do that.
No, ma'am.
Your pockets would never be deep enough to go do that, because I believe I'm supposed to go into the ancestral realm in my own timing, not by doing something stupid to get me caught up, to end up being there before my time. Do you get what I'm saying? And with that being said, there are ships that go down. Like, we were watching a movie last week, and I know y'all all seen this movie before, but it's the movie about the perfect storm. Those men had no
Yeah, I like
chance.
that.
Those
No.
men had no chance on that water. I'm telling you. And I'm
Mm-mm.
like, I'm not saying that it was their fault, but fishermen have a very dangerous job, and their
Correct.
families,
Mhm.
their families have to go through so much because they don't know if that's the last time they're going to see that person. And we got to get an actual visual about seeing what those men's lives were like before, they took sail to the water for that last time. And it reminds you of something else too, because when those men left, they didn't all leave in the best conditions with the people that they were with. And then now that they're no longer here,
Yeah.
their families, feel some type of way and, have some sort of regret upon, how things transpired before this person passed. Although in those moments, those men were like, hey, all is forgiven. If I could just get out of this water, that would be enough for me. But
Right.
there are water spirits like La Sarine, like Agwe, who
Mhm.
are upset by these people being within these waters and they're not supposed to be in them. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? So like I said, it's all like Yemaya, it's all about permission. You get what I'm saying? It's all about permission. So when you guys wonder why a ship sank, there was a boating accident, it all equates to spiritually. The
Mhm.
spirits did not want that person in that water. There is a place, I think it's in Georgia. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that's not the only place. But there's a place that everybody is like frequently going to be, in this water. And like people are even telling their survival stories about seeing spirits in this water. There's this one lady where she's like, she knew that those people that she were with, she began, after they started getting further off in the water, she began to see that they had bad intentions towards her, but the spirits of the water saved her. So
Mhm.
she's been telling her testimony. Everybody
Right.
hasn't been as fortunate as she has. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and you got to think about that too. What are the intentions of the people that you going out here on this water with?
Right.
Because
Right.
a lot of people are not making it back. Hurricane came up in a baby reading that I did today. I haven't posted it yet, but hurricanes and floods, like I always have dreams of devastation. And when I do, I once I, kind of my emotions kind of calm down about it, I do try to share it. But
Mhm.
those I personally believe New Orleans is gonna flood again.
Mhm.
And I don't believe New Orleans is going to be the only place that floods. I believe that there are going to be places that flood, like New York.
Mhm.
What was that last year, or the top of this year? The whole, like, the subway was flooded, and people were like, "What is going on?" Because people are not expecting that.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
literally not expecting that to go on, and that's how you know. Uh-uh. The spirits are
Mhm.
upset. The spirits will let you know that they're upset. Like, we were in Texas for the gun show my birthday weekend, right? We went to the gun show,
Mhm.
and I still have to do the birthday recap video because my husband bought me a lot of weapons for my birthday.
Mhm.
um I'm a girl's girl, but I love to protect
Mhm.
myself. So
As you should.
yeah, and they had
Right.
Negan bats, y'all. Like they had Negan
It's
bats.
dope.
Yeah, so if you want them, let me know. I'll hook you up. But yeah, like, because I don't think these people are like they're in Texas. They're not like in other states, unless they
Mhm.
have people who do that in other states, and some people are like, well, I make my own, but whatever. So when we were at the gun show, okay,
Mhm.
my birthday weekend, I was happy because it was my birthday.
Mhm.
So every day I wake up, I'm like, what elemental spirit are we on? Who's
Right.
upset today? Who's upset the
Mhm.
most? When I tell you it had to be the air spirits, because literally it was like being in an episode of Supernatural where the energy could transfer from one person to another, because I was happy, my husband was happy, but the people, oh, when I say they were rude and had attitudes, they were upset and angry, but wanted you to spend money with them.
Oh
I was
no.
like, this is
Oh no.
crazy.
Oh no.
And I'm like, nobody's paying attention to this energy right now. Me, because that's why I say me, I'm always on an energetic level. I'm always thinking
Right.
about things energy wise. So I was like, this is crazy. I mean, there were a lot of people doing their thing, you know, and having fun, but you could see the upset of energy in the air. You know what I'm saying? And then what I dealt with this weekend, you know, from a client who claims to be loyal, the energy is in the air.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because these people are literally in their feelings, and they really don't have to be, because all they have to do is to get an understanding. But it's like, I rather choose violence. I rather choose anger. I rather try to go off on you and put you in your place than to understand where you're coming from. You get what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like no level of trying to understand. So I'm like, that means the air spirits are finna act up, and it's finna be a lot of tornadoes. So within the next coming weeks, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of tornadoes. Even within the coming months, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of hell. People are gonna be seeing hell.
We had hell the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
see,
had some too. Look,
and
we
we and
definitely
we
had
had
some.
we had hell
What in the
this
world?
morning, but it wasn't here. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, and the wind, like,
Yeah, the
it's
wind
gonna
has
be
been
windy
crazy.
here all week, and I'm like, and as you know, because as the wind blows, so does the energy. You
Right,
get what I'm
right.
saying? So I'm like, okay, so right now we're on the air spirits. You get what I'm saying? The air, because the air spirits are cutting up. Like, it was this particular weekend, my birthday weekend, y'all. Do y'all know that in Texas it was 30 something degrees?
Oh hell no.
You said
Now
30. That's
it's never been 30
Yeah,
something
no. Oh, what the
degrees
fuck? No.
in
Oh
Texas.
no.
When I tell you the way we was running to that car, like, my husband was trying to talk to me, and I was like, I know I'm pregnant, but I'm gonna run. I know people was like, what is she doing running? Do you not see me? Yes, I am running. It is cold. I couldn't wait to
see?
turn them cheek warmers
Yeah.
on in the car,
Okay. I ain't
because
lying.
because it was freezing. What I had on, I was definitely not prepared for the weather. Like, and then I think like the next day they were saying, oh, the high is gonna be like 50 something. Lies, because it was every bit of 40. Like,
Crazy.
the car said 42. That's what I'm going with, you know.
Exactly.
Oh
So
Lord.
I knew my birthday weekend that it was something up with the air spirits, not just because of the weather, but because of what I was seeing, you know, within the attitude of people. Now, in my opinion, it's like we were kind of dealing with all of that, but fire calmed down, because fire tore up Cali.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fire
Top of the
tore
year
up
too.
Cali, and I was like, how is nobody not noticing or
Right.
knowing that these spirits is really cutting up like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Because the
them
severity of the situation is real. Okay.
No,
okay, I'm
you hear
saying,
me?
Like y'all got to have peeped this. We can't be the only ones.
Mm-mm.
like, come on now.
Mm-mm.
I'm like,
Because it's
I
not supposed to go
know.
from hot to cold like this. It's not. It's not.
Hmm.
Unusually too. Unusually.
And then coming from somebody who lived in Cali, because I lived in Cali. Like
Yeah.
I know I got family there too.
I was raised in when I stayed with my brother. That's where he stayed in Compton, okay, off of 135th in Peru. So
Hmm.
that's why when I be telling people, you don't know me, no, you don't, because I grew up on 135th in Peru. And if you knew me, so woo, you would not be playing with me
Right.
like that.
Right.
Okay. So when I tell you the spirits calm me down and save me, they did. The divine was like, baby, you can't be coming up in here gang banging and all that, be walking and
Listen.
twisting your legs up and your fingers. Like, I'm gonna need you to use them feet and them hands in these rituals and calm your little ass down.
Okay.
So
Please and
y'all
thank
don't
you.
know. Like, my parents used to get so frustrated with me after I would do something. They couldn't even talk to me. They just shake their head and like, we'll deal with this at another time, because what you just did, like, we got to process what you just did.
Hello.
So yeah, I was bad. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah.
I
I took
thank
this one.
my ancestors for saving me, because um my mama who raised me knew what she was doing when she took me out of Cali. I'm gonna just say that she knew
Hmm.
what she was doing. And I
Mm.
always felt like, if I go back, I feel like something gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because my dad always tells me stuff like, your energy, and when you get mad, you make things happen within the earth. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that's too much pressure, but that's why I had to start controlling my anger, because I was like, I don't want something happen to a country and it's all because I got mad. Like, Brittany be calling me. She be like, girl, are you mad? And I be like, they trying it, but I'm not, and
Yeah.
she'd be like, I'm gonna
Are
need
you
you to calm
sure?
down.
Are you
Like,
sure? Because these
Right.
earthquakes and things and this wind, ma'am, like,
Right. Hey, the wind been fierce
okay,
for a
because,
few
ma'am,
days.
need you to relax, please. Just breathe.
I be trying. I really,
Just
I
super
really, I really
fierce.
do be trying, because um when my dad told me that, I was like, that's too much to put on a person. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's too much responsibility, in other words. But it did help me on my journey, because I was like, okay, you know what I realized is, when you allow somebody to upset you, and I said this in a reading earlier, that I did for the collective. So you guys will see it, because I'll be letting them upload once, we're done with the podcast. But what I realized is that you're allowing that person to control you. So it's like, with me, people will be like, you're mad, you're angry. No, I'm not. Like, I had a woman tell me this weekend, oh, you're emotional because you're pregnant. Babe, you don't know nothing about me.
All
You don't know
right.
nothing about my
That would have
emotions.
made me mad
I am
already.
not emotional. Just because I told you the facts, the truth, and stood on how I felt, did not mean that I'm emotional, but
Exactly.
that's the way that narcissists think. And that's the way that people think in general. They think that when you tell them, hey, you didn't keep your word with me, or you didn't do
Mhm.
this, or you didn't do that correctly, and you stand on what you say and how you feel, yeah, they think you're emotional.
Mhm.
But then they feel like you're
Hmm.
supposed to bow to them for whatever reason, because I sure don't know the reason.
All
I'm
right.
not bowing to nobody but the divine.
Hello.
Okay, be
Hello.
careful. Every time I do these lives, you always come here and say you finna go to the store. So they always hear me tell you to be careful.
Mhm.
They probably like, oh, that's so cute. You just wanted me to say to be careful, Poppy. No, see, that's the thing. See, no, no,
No.
no, no,
So cute.
no. Y'all love my accent.
We do.
Nah. She's like, you're so cute.
It's so many of them. It's just so beautiful.
It's like, what
She said
ancestor
it's
you
so
about to get
beautiful.
today?
No, for real. Who are you today? Who am I talking
Right.
to?
I think
What
you.
the
I
fuck
think
am I
you.
talking
She
to?
said you get in the Korean ones and the Spanish today.
You
That
right.
sound
Look.
about right. That sound about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, you definitely started it off.
Not she do her nail while she having a Spanish accent is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just feel like a lot of things are trying to take us all out of our element. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
But you can't let
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? You can't let it. You can't let it win because it's trying. And you know how they say, "Oh, is it in the water?" No, babe, it's in the air.
It's in
Okay,
the air.
it's literally okay. My Haitian accent is literally in
Yeah.
the air. Okay, and then because we talked about the fire, and then you got to remember we coming, we about to almost be out of the fire season. you know
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, wildfires is crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now, me myself personally, people can call me a conspiracy theorist if they want to. The way that fire happened, I'm like, y'all, a big earthquake is coming and y'all don't know it. Then fires have nothing on what's coming, but people just
Mm-hmm.
choose not to believe. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
also, we've covered earth, we've covered water, we've covered air. So now we're talking about spirits. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so because you can't leave the spirits out of the element.
Right.
And I think what's happening is the spirits are shifting in a way that it's going to make people say, you're just acting different, or I'm just going to pull my energy away from this situation until you heal and get better, because it's things that we see as spiritualists that people don't see. Like, some people don't even be aware of their actions, you know what I'm saying, like towards you,
Right.
um
Right. Right.
and how it makes you feel. Because when some people come to me with certain energies, I just be like, ancestors, I don't even want to deal with them no more, for real. you
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like, I really don't. Like, I'm so quick to pull my energy away and
Right.
let you argue and talk to yourself. It's not even funny, because I feel like you're not about to disrupt my peace with your
Mm-hmm.
negative energy. You get what
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
saying? And I keep telling everybody, way back in 2015, I had this dream where all of these things, I can't tell you what they were because I don't know, but they were like evil forces, evil entities coming up out of the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
although I had this dream in 2015, what I was trying to explain to people, because I talked about it on Facebook and people were like, well, nothing like that was reported on the news. And I'm like, what I'm trying to get you
Yes.
guys to understand is that
Mm-hmm.
this is something like Transformers, right? That could have took place and y'all absolutely have no idea about it. You know what
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
No idea about it, no idea that it's going on. And there are people who could know that it's going on, but they're not going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a spiritual war.
Right. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spiritual war.
You got to be tuned into the spiritual network, not the physical network.
Exactly.
Right.
And then my whole thing was too, what was I telling y'all back in 2020, Brittany? I was like, look at the way the world is going. All of a sudden, they got COVID, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's getting this sickness. I'm like, pestilence is out.
Yep.
Y'all ain't
Yep.
seen the flies.
Yep.
Everybody was complaining about flies in
Fucking
2020.
gnats, gnats and
It
shit.
was gnats and
Oh,
flies
the cicadas.
everywhere.
Oh, and my God, them cicadas.
Them too.
everywhere,
Unbelievable.
everywhere. And it was like, yo, what is going on?
Yep.
Why is there so many flies just everywhere? Like everybody I knew had fly traps just all over the house, in the bathroom,
Yep.
just because it was just out of control.
It really
Because
was.
I know we had them. I ain't ashamed to tell
Yeah.
nobody we had
Yeah.
them. I
We
wasn't gonna
definitely
just
had.
sit there with them.
We had the DIYs and the real ones. What?
Okay, and you know what? Right, sure did. Cause check this out. I also had it's this spray. It's called Zenmo. Okay, if you
Or
get
something like
that,
that.
yeah, it kills them on contact.
But I think they done changed up their chemicals, they stuff, and it don't work like it used to.
Shit, the one here do.
Well, send me some. Darn it.
Because I'm gonna tell you why
I'm
I
a
take.
person before.
I'm gonna tell you guys why I take gnats and flies out the moment I see them. Because flies and gnats are not only nasty, but
Mhm.
that's how people spy on you
Inspire
remotely.
you, yeah. Yeah, that's what
You
I
know what
had
I'm
heard
saying?
that
And when
too.
you're dealing with a monitoring spirit,
Why
they
I'm
watch,
outside and I smell the spray right now? That's crazy.
you know what I'm saying? They watch you with it. You know, they watch you through it. So when I see flies, I talk to them rough. I be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, bitch,
Oh
you
yeah, I
need
cuss them
some
out, baby. I
Yep.
be punching them, baby. Let's go. Acting like
Ain't
Muhammad
nothing
Ali.
in
Let's go.
here for you." You
There's
know,
nothing.
what you doing?
Get
Who
the fuck
sent
out
you?
my shit. Get out my shit. Thank you. Get
You
out.
know, and I be as soon as I spray them, I be like, look at you. Look at you. Now
Just
you're
a
dead.
squirming for dear life.
Yep. Well, spray, spray, spray.
Oh
Like I don't be playing no games. But you gotta be careful with that spray though, because when you spray it and you got like hardwood floors,
yeah, it's
and you know
slippery.
how the kitchen be made, I done made a couple of people fall. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah, see.
Your
I done
ass.
I done made a couple of people fall spraying that spray. So you gotta be careful with that spray. But other than that, y'all, like with these current events, you see all the sickness. Now they talking about measles,
Yeah,
you
okay,
know,
so
all
that's
of
what
a
I had
sudden
wrote
they're like
about the
everybody
measles.
needs to go get vaccinated. I'm like, I'm not one of those who does the vaccinations. Like the most I'll do is a tetanus shot. You know, like all of those other vaccinations, I don't believe in that. And the reason why I don't
Hmm.
believe in it is because um as a doctor myself, as a curandera of our native tribe, I've learned that there are other ways that you can heal yourself. You know, even back in the time frame of slavery, I tell y'all a lot, they didn't use, you know, that. You know, they would go get that slave girl who knew her shit, and she would use the herbs that grew in the fields, you know,
Hmm.
or you know the herbs that somebody had at, you know, at the store or the apothecary, because they still had apothecaries back then. But they were not using shots, you know what I'm saying? And like through the news media, through these situations and things that happen, they use that to promote whatever it is they're trying to promote. So for now, it's everyone should get the measles. Like I heard a doctor say that they were not giving, and I don't know about what's going on where anybody else lives, but where I live, they said that they were not giving children the measles shot until they were 1 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're giving it to them when they're 6 months. I'm like, 6 months ahead of schedule is crazy.
Yeah, no.
Six
No.
months,
Hell no.
6 months, because you don't have enough information. You don't have enough tests that have been
That's
ran
what I'm saying.
to
Yeah, like
know
really
if
think
that is
about that.
safe for a 6-month old
A
baby.
6 month
Right.
old. Okay,
Right.
what
There's
you
this
gonna say to all
girl,
these
I don't know if
families?
y'all like look at like Facebook and stuff like that, but I shared it I shared it with Brittany, and it just shocked me to my core because this woman goes to get her baby her shots, and they gave the baby 6 shots. Now the people
At
in the
one
comments,
time.
That's
yeah, the
insane.
people in one setting. So the people are like in the comments, well, the only time you get 6 shots if you behind. And I'm like, look, y'all not even understanding the play for real. Because I used to keep my kids up to date on their shots. And sometimes they would give them 2, sometimes they would give them
Mm-hmm.
6, sometimes they'll be like 4. So one time they were like 8. And I was like, I'm done.
Oh
What?
no.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
baby,
I'm
you is
done.
not.
And when I
You
took
got a
them,
2, maybe 3 minimum.
right, when I took them to the doctor that because the way my life was set up, I would
Mm-hmm.
live half of the year with my foster mom in Texas and half of the year with my foster brother in Cali, right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So when my mom used to take me to this particular doctor, and this particular doctor would give me the opportunity I felt like, because he was a melanated doctor,
Mhm.
he would give me the opportunity to say, hey, look, here's the information on the shots, because like he gave you pamphlets and stuff before, and you had to read them before you even agreed to giving them the shots.
Right, right,
So I'll be like, okay, they can have this one, I don't want that one. But the
right.
doctor stopped doctoring because he was old. He was because he had, I mean, everybody in the hood went to him, you
Right,
know.
right, right.
But he obviously he was old if I'm, grown with kids. So he was old, his wife was sick, so it was just like his son who did like psychology. Being that we didn't need that and we were just really done with immunizations at that point, because me and my husband would get our tetanus shots from him, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
once that happened, I was already at my stage where I was done with immunizations. Now what I noticed, I'm finna
Mhm.
hit y'all with the dirt about what I noticed.
Mhm.
My older kids, like my top
Mm-hmm.
3 oldest, because I have 7. This
Mhm.
this
Mhm.
one this one will be number 7. So my top 3 oldest kids, what
Okay.
I noticed was they were more, they act like they had something wrong with them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're not, special, but to me,
Right, right.
they showed as they grew up, they
Mhm.
showed
Mm-hmm.
signs of it.
Right,
You get what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they were slow to speak. They would talk very low.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't use their heads like the way they would use their head in a game to play a game. They didn't use their heads like that in actual physical life. And even when they were kids, I noticed the crying, the screaming after, not even after being stuck with the shot, but when we went home. You know what I'm saying? And how they would act, and how
Mhm.
the doctor tells you, oh, well, they can have a fever. They don't need it. It's just like the drugs on TV. There are all these side effects. And when you begin to look up the side effects that are in these shots, you begin to feel like a horrible parent for ever even giving these
Right.
kids these shots, because it's like it's aluminum in them. It's just all this dangerous and toxic stuff, that's in these shots. And it's like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? You know,
Mm-hmm.
why am I doing this to a little defenseless child
Right,
Mm-hmm.
who
right, right,
can't whose body can't take this? You get what I'm saying?
right.
So like I would advise for you guys to look on Amazon, because there's a book. There are a lot of different books, but there's this one book on how to be your baby's pediatrician. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
would, if you're a parent who doesn't believe in immunizations, I would definitely look into that book, because the way that this stuff is put out here for us is just not healthy. It's not healthy for these children, to
Mm-hmm.
take anymore. We were looking at the news and they were just talking about how it was a school shooting. And I'm just like, now y'all are saying that handguns are the problem. So it's no longer the ARs.
Oh
Now it's the
wow.
Right.
hand. Now it's the
Now,
handguns.
now it's a switch, huh?
Right. So I'm like, y'all have to understand, it's not the guns, it's the people who get them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Y'all let these unstable people, these kids, get to these guns, and but it's the guns problem. It's an inanimate object. I don't know what you want it to
I
do.
mean, I've never seen a
Right.
gun shoot by itself.
Me
Me
neither.
either.
You know.
Or walk or run. Hop fences. I never
Okay.
seen that. Never.
And I have plenty. You know. I have plenty. Cause this is the thing, like I'm a female who wears a lot of gold. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like
Right.
I'm not finna be caught lacking.
At
Like I think every female, I'm trying to put these diamonds on my nails. I think every female should, look into protecting themselves. And even though Trump is like, hey, we are trying to do this and trying to do that with the border, people still need to protect themselves. It was a girl who posted on
Mm-hmm.
social media how she, I guess the people thought she was a single mother or something, because it was just her and her little bitty baby. But she was shopping and this dude just literally tried to force her into his vehicle. You know what I'm saying? She was saying how she was
Oh
still
yeah,
shook
that
up and
hurt.
she was
Yeah.
scared. And I was like, this is crazy, y'all. Like
Mm-hmm.
you literally have to protect yourself, because
Oh
you
yes.
have to think, this country is not stable. This world is not stable. There
all.
is war happening all over this planet. We only know about the wars we hear about.
All
You
right.
know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, we only know about the wars we hear about. And everybody's like, well, Trump is for this and Trump is for that. Look, you have to be for self. Forget who's for who and what is for what. You have to
Exactly.
be
We
for
gotta
self.
protect our own at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it takes the police entirely too long to
Exactly.
get
Mm-hmm.
to your home. If someone is standing in your face with a weapon, what are the police gonna do if you ain't even able to call?
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know?
Exactly.
because you know what? When I called 911 one time, y'all, you literally go, it's like an answer machine. Like it's no longer like immediately like, hello, this is 911. It's like, okay, hold on, you've called 911 and they talking to you, running the whole script down to you. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so that takes extra minutes because that's like 5 to 6 minutes to get y'all to at least hear a siren or something. So it's like
Right.
now when I call you, it's even longer. Like, you know how long that call is
Right.
to get to somebody?
And who's to say you can even stay on the phone that
And
long?
that's what and
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what? It was a whole script, y'all. And it blew my mind because I'm like, am I calling the right number? I was like, what is
Right.
this?
And then
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
tell
like, oh
y'all a
my
little
God.
secret too. You have to watch who show up, because we had this situation where the police told us, like, because my neighbors were racist. They were Spanish and they were racist. And I guess the woman, not so much everybody else, just really the woman. And I was like, I guess she feels some sort of way because she feels like I'm like entitled for me to talk to her, to conversate with her. And I'm one of them. I don't talk to my neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not a friendly type of person. Like, not meaning that I'm not a good person, kind hearted, something like
Yeah,
that,
me
but
either. I don't
I'm
know
not
who
gonna
in my
see you
current
and go
conversation.
and spark up a conversation with you type of friendly. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So
Hmm.
she would like call my kids niggers, mixed
Oh
niggers,
no.
and just
Oh
all
yeah.
kind of stuff. So the police was like, when she does that, don't, cuz I went to her door,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And she didn't answer the door, so I realized her garage door was open. So I walked through her garage and she locked the door in the garage. Like the door that's leading to the inside of the house, like she locked
Uh-huh.
that door.
Oh yeah.
Cause I was like, don't come for me, come for my kids. And like, yeah, she locked the door. So the
Yeah.
police was like, well, definitely don't go on people's property. And I'm like, but that was uncalled for, sir. Like, why would
Right.
you do that? So,
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with that situation. But to me, y'all know how long it took them to get here?
How long?
It took them over 8 hours.
Oh, heck. Oh, nah.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
nah.
It took them
Oh,
over eight
nah.
hours to get here. So my whole point
Oh,
is
nah.
but look though, the officers that came before them came like at like the 7 hour mark where we had been waiting. And
Mm.
they had, it said police on the back of their clothes, but they pulled up in an SUV and it didn't say police on the side. It looked like
Oh,
apartment
no.
police or something.
Or like a knock
So
or something.
I recalled the police and asked them, who are these folks? And they was like, those are not even real officers. Don't talk to them.
Oh,
Wait,
snap.
what?
Yep.
What?
Yep. They were like, those are not even
Wait.
real officers. So I was like, that's crazy.
So you need the
Bro, I can't
police for
even
the
trust y'all
to
to
lock
sit.
up the
Well,
police?
nah.
Wait,
Y'all,
this
y'all
is
system too easily hacked. Anybody could come to my house. What the?
because that's like how do you casually say that to someone? Like, wait, what?
Right.
So now they know where I live. Should I trust you at this point? Like we finna
But
fight.
see,
What's
I
going
was
on?
like, that's fine, because I was like, let them come back. Let
Right.
them come
Because now
back.
I know you ain't the police. It's up, baby.
Right.
Yeah, let them. That's why I'm saying you have to have something to protect yourself, because you have to understand, like, this spiritual war goes
Mm-hmm.
way beyond, spiritual community against, XYZ. You get what I'm saying? So
Right, right,
like, so just imagine all the people who are joining groups and stuff like that, and then they feel like, I need to pull my energy away from this group is not really what that is. But then the group starts doing work on them or making them feel as if they're going to try to do some type of working on them. So the
right.
person is not really sure how to remove their energy. You can't call the police and tell them, because the police is not even going to believe you about anything like that, number one. And ain't no telling their response to what, to that. And then
Right,
you have to be safe within calling them anyway, because sometimes they feel threatened and somebody ends up getting hurt. We've seen that too many
Mm-hmm.
times,
right, right, right.
too. So it's just like, you literally have to be careful, because I personally feel like this is where that demonic force comes in, and they are working through these energies to make these people act like this. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be the police. Now, I'm not saying that through all police, but I'm saying with some of the police, I'm saying through some of the people you guys encounter. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is
Because it could just
how,
be one person. Yeah.
yeah, this is how the energy is choosing to attack you. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um through this way, you could be minding your business like that lady was. She was jogging at that campus, and then here comes this irate crazy man, and now he's attacking you,
Yeah.
and
Right.
she
Or
ends
that
up
girl,
she
Alicia. Have y'all heard about her? Alicia Barney or Burns? Barney. She just graduated from high school, was going to move to LA and all this great stuff. But
mhm.
tell me why she had not a heart attack, an asthma attack in her sleep and passed. What that
Yeah,
is?
I believe
What?
that was spiritual. You
I
see what
was
I'm
like,
saying? I
what?
believe, I
Wow.
believe, I believe she was fighting a battle that we ourselves, you get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see that she was fighting. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
like when it showed itself on the news, the people who saw it, they didn't know like, oh, that was a spiritual, situation. Yeah, it was spiritual.
Right, right.
You know, a lot of
Cause,
these things that are happening are definitely spiritual, y'all.
mm-hmm.
So
Cause I
you
was
just
thinking
Big
also,
crazy.
cause
go ahead.
I've always heard like I was hearing like recently I heard stories of people who saying like they having dreams or whatever, and they may bump something or something, and then when they wake up, they actually see the marks on their body.
Yeah,
Oh
me.
yeah,
You ever heard that
definitely.
Me.
before?
I've seen
Yeah.
like that was one time. I know for sure it was back in 2020 because I sent Brittany the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was like, Brittany, something, it was an ancestor. And but like I was being attacked by something, but it couldn't attack me the way it wanted to. And my grandma was like, get up. And I was like, I can't. My feet are stuck. It's like they're stuck in quicksand. And when I
Yeah.
woke up, there were hand marks around my arm, like I was pulled out of that dimension.
Oh, right. Yeah,
And
that
I
was
took
Mm.
crazy.
pictures of it and I
That
showed
was crazy.
everybody. I showed my elders, I showed my family, and everybody was like, bro, that is absolutely crazy. And I was like, whatever it was that was trying to attack me, baby, my grandma pulled me out of that. Now keep in
It,
mind, my biological grandma on my dad's side, I've never met
uh-huh.
her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
My dad who raised me, his grandma taught, well, his mom taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the only grandma I really knew, because like my real grandma on my mom's side,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't fool her like that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
you know, because she's one of those, you don't do what I want you to do, I'm gonna do magic on you type of people, you
People,
know.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
don't fuck with
that's why
that.
I use these podcasts and like certain times, even when I'm doing readings or channelings, and I tell people about stuff like this, because they think like, oh, you don't deal with things like that. Like, no, we deal with it.
No,
Y'all just
for
don't
real.
know that we deal with it, or you may not think that we deal with it. But this is why I try to educate people and tell them,
That's
because
good.
I feel
Yeah.
like they need to know. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, I'm not saying that you ain't gonna never find out about it, because you will, but it's hard to find out about stuff like that when people are gatekeeping. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
And that's really what it boils down to. Like a lot of people, it's like they once they find a formula to something, it's like, oh, let me keep this just safeguarded. Like for what though? If it can help other people in
Right.
what you're trying to do.
I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
because I look, you can't be calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I got
Right,
stuff to do.
right.
And the truth is, I could be doing something already, because it be clients who be calling me and be like, hey, look, I need you to do this right now. I done already hit your cash app. I already done paid for this ritual on your website. I just need you to go do it, and do it right now, and I'll pay you extra for doing it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I got you.
Right, right, right.
Let me go on
Thanks.
and do this, because it's real. Like, and people really don't be understanding how real it really is until it hits
Mhm.
their door.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? That's why I say you got to understand, these elemental spirits are cutting up.
They definitely
Yeah.
are.
Like, they cutting up in waves. It's almost like me personally, I've been feeling like the four horsemen have been released.
Definitely, definitely.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I've been feeling like that. A lot of people don't feel like the four horsemen have been released. I do.
Yep,
Hmm.
definitely,
I
definitely.
definitely feel like that,
That's amazing.
2015
because
was when shit hit the fan for real.
yeah, Yeah, because look at, and then this was the thing. Do y'all remember the DC sniper?
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, because
Remember
my
he was
cousin.
leaving behind the tarot cards?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because for what
Oh shit.
reason?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
For what
Yeah.
reason? And then like they had analysts that came on TV shows that were talking about the DC sniper and the tarot cards. And these are analysts. I'm like, why ain't had no reader on there?
Hello.
You know?
Right.
Because y'all could have asked me and I would have told you. I'd have been like, honey, the death card,
Hmm.
this is just one of many. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This is just one of many. Like I feel like there are going to be attacks that you don't
hmm
find out later till
Mm.
later that they're actual attacks. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
hmm
that's gonna be with sickness and all other things. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
personally feel like COVID was an attack. I don't feel like COVID was just some like
Something
Ebola.
right
You
happened.
get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
some
I
sort.
feel like that was an attack.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Like I
at
really
such a
do. I've
heavy
always
rate
felt
too.
like that. I've
Yeah.
always felt like COVID was an attack. Like that wasn't just no run of the mill disease. That disease took people out.
Quick.
That was a shift. Yep.
That disease took people out. You cannot make me believe for 1 second that was not an attack. That was an attack. There were videos of people who had COVID spitting in their hands, rubbing their hands down, the elevator numbers, coughing on stuff like intentionally. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, the way we were raised, they'll tell you in a minute, don't touch nothing,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Exactly. My
Keep your
mama made
hands
me
to
sit on my
yourself.
hands, put my hands in my motherfucking pocket. What?
Yeah.
Mm.
For real.
Was not playing those games.
I was just finna say that was not playing none of them games
Mm-mm.
at all because you can't be too careful
Yeah.
in these
Especially
days.
today.
You
Yeah.
really can't be too careful.
That's why
And
I
that's why
use
I've been
my
just talking.
Florida water like it's hand sanitizer.
You
What?
hear me? Like what? That's why I purchased
My
bracelets
hand
and
sanitizer.
everything. I'm like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, Kiara went on my site and just went crazy.
Sound like
Listen.
me.
And she was like, and I'm
I'm
gonna get
like,
some more.
for real,
This
because
just for now.
it's
Right.
just it's a lot going on. And you can feel it. Like you don't even necessarily have to be the person receiving the karma or whatever. You could just
Right.
feel the heaviness. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody is emotional. Everybody is like running off emotions because nobody is thinking clearly. It's
Right.
just
Right.
like
No.
off a react. It's like everybody is reacting. That's
And
it.
Mhm.
Everybody is reacting.
the
Yeah,
projection is so
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Because I have so many people projecting on me right now, but then turning around saying that they love me. I love you, goddess. God is this, God
Yeah.
is that. But I'm pregnant and you projecting on me, bro. What's wrong with you?
Right.
No. Yeah. No.
You need to go pray and like you need to go touch grass and
And cleanse yourself,
hug
baby.
a tree or something because
And
it's
stand
nothing
stand
wrong with
behind a
me. It's
donkey.
something
Do
wrong with
Get
you
something.
and
rid of
you
them
don't even see
attachments,
it.
baby. Get rid of them attachments, please. They don't
You
look
don't
good
even
on
see
you.
it. And then you have to understand the thing about having attachments. The attachments don't want you to see it, nor do they want you to deal with the people who trying to tell you
Yeah.
about your attachments
Mm-hmm.
because they like,
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to warn you about me, and I have a problem with that.
Exactly.
hmm
We gotta get her out of here.
Right. So when people be like, well, I don't want to work with you, okay, that's
Okay.
fine because I need you to understand something.
Your shit is not my shit.
Your energy is not gonna be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I understood that before I became
Mm-hmm.
Mambo. So
Right.
I've never have taken anything like that personal,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm. You
know,
wanna
and you
go, you
never
can go do.
should. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're thinking about becoming
hmm
a Mambo, like you never should take those things personally because some people are just not meant to work with you. You get what I'm saying?
So
Y'all are maybe meant to come
yeah.
in contact with each other to teach each other some things or learn from, like learn lessons about from being around this person. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is the person that is supposed to teach you or, help you throughout your journey. It just doesn't, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I think people need to
And
learn
then,
that too.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
I'm
was
over here
thinking
doing my
like,
nails.
and I want to see them. Um,
Of course.
so how do you, so individuals that lead, like after you start working with somebody, like how how do you feel after you start working with them? Is it usually like a release that you feel, or is it like something
It
that you be like, dang, did I make the right
it depends
decision?
on the
Or
person. It depends on the person.
okay.
It depends on the person because some people I pray away.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad they energy be. You know what I'm saying? I literally have to pray them away. Like there was a woman who we helped remove cancer from. I prayed her away. She actually blocked me, but it turned out in my favor because I was tired of dealing with her energy. It was always, "Oh, I'm great. I'm great." But then you turn around, "Oh, I'm in the dumps. I'm in the dumps." And it was this one time I had called her because she had asked me to call her. And
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Do you feel that? Do you feel my energy?" And I
Mm-mm.
was like, "I can sense your energy, but I don't feel it because your energy doesn't phase me." You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
right,
was like, you would have to understand where I am on my journey, that even if you're trying to send your energy to me or send me some sort of signal that you're going through something, that your energy won't phase me the way that you think or hope that it will. You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? I'll know that you need me or know that you need my help, but at the same time, my ancestors will snitch on you and let me know that, hey, you don't have good intentions towards
right.
me. And like, this is what you're trying to do. But in some situations, yeah, reacted. I've reacted first and just been like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna block you because I don't like your energy. Or, because some people feel
Mm-hmm.
like some people treat me, and this is just me being honest, with the collective. Some people treat me like I need them and their money, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, they treat me like my business um doesn't or won't operate without them. And I'm like, yo, I've been in business like almost 20 years. What
Right,
are you
right, right,
thinking? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need you, but there are a lot of people who treat me like that, Kiera. And it's really
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate because those people, I know I'm supposed to help them,
Mm-hmm.
but it gets to a point where I just can't deal with their energy no more. So what I would say is, if I begin, if I was real cool at first and was like, "Oh, goddess," or, king this, that, I'm just down to help you, and then all of a sudden like you don't hear from me, I would say watch that, because that's a
mm-hmm.
sign that I'm on my way out and I'm tired of dealing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm just tired of dealing with you because a lot of people have it in their minds that, that they're right or they're justified by said actions, but it's not. They're acting from an emotional place, like you said. And that's why I was saying about what transpired this weekend. Like, did it have to go the way that it went? No. It would have been simpler just to ask me what I meant by what I said, versus saying, "Oh,
Right,
well, I know you're pregnant, and because you're pregnant, your emotions are high." You don't know shit about me. This is not my
Mm-hmm.
first time being pregnant.
right, right, right.
Okay, this is baby number 7 for me. So for you to speak, you've already spoken out of term, and then you're not understanding. I'm not a regular person. I'm a priestess. So regardless of you
Right.
apologizing, regardless of you saying what you said, my ancestors still feel some type of way. I still feel some type of way. And really
Mm-hmm.
and truthfully, I feel like with a lot of these people, just pay me what you owe me and then leave me alone. Because at the end of the day, once you do leave me alone, you're going to realize that nobody is going to stand up for you. No one is going to look out for you the way I did. I've always been a genuine friend because I come from not being around my real family. So when I take you in, I take you in. When I tell you I care about you, I care. But
Mm-hmm.
good people get tired, you know?
Exactly.
Good
It's the
people get
end game.
tired. Good people get tired, and
For real.
thinking somebody needs you is crazy.
It's
I don't think
wild.
people need me like that. You know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
my ego don't work like that. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like I'll leave you where I met you and act like I don't know you,
Hello.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know? So
Hello.
that's yeah, but that happens a lot, Kiara. That happens a lot. And you gotta
That's
think it
crazy.
happens more with females because females always try to dominate me. For one,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm short, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
for one,
Yep.
because I'm short, for two, because they see my face and they think like, oh, she's in her 20s, you know. No, I'm not. I literally just turned 40. And even if you are older than me in the 40s or in your 50s or 60s or whatever, you don't tell me what to do. I
Mm-hmm.
move when the spirits tell me what to do. I don't move
Good. Right.
when the mundane humans who are, especially the ones who are have these
Lower vibration.
attachments, tell me what to do.
Right.
And
Right.
it does upset them. It upsets them because you have to understand something too, like, and I said this in that reading, some people, and when the person see the reading, they're going to be in their feelings about it, but the thing about it is like, I can't control what comes up in the reading. You get what I'm saying? it,
Uh-huh.
it
Mm-hmm.
is what it
Right.
is. And that's why I tell y'all, like, a lot of the things that y'all go through, I go through those things too. I would be a
Mm-hmm.
liar if I said that, oh yeah, I'm good. Don't nobody be trying me. People try me every day.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
It don't mean that they're successful.
But then it don't mean too that you have to share that part of yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I feel
Right.
like people want things on demand. They want you to always give them whatever they ask for, and that's just not
Right.
feasible. Like you can't.
Because they want that access, you know,
Yeah.
and this is
And
the
I'm like,
season of denying
so
it.
is it safe to say then it's like it could be like a social media thing that's like carrying over into like everyday life too, and the decisions that we make
It
because
it could be. It could be
because
because I mean some of these people have social, but then
uh-huh.
some of them don't, you
Hmm.
know? Like some
And
some of them really don't. Like
right.
now that I have Instagram, like I just post like, you know, hey, like share your business, or your business is going to do this or that, like your business may be small but like keep going, like inspirational things that I see on Instagram, and readings that I do. But other than that, like on my Facebook, I just really
Hmm.
share, like on my business page, I really just share like a few memes and magic. It's Facebook's is memes and magic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hmm.
TikTok TikTok gets a lot, YouTube gets a lot for me because that's where the love is. The love is
Right.
with YouTube. The love is like,
Hmm.
I get so much love on YouTube and TikTok. And I think because I get the likes, the love, um, it intimidates people. and it makes them
Mhm.
feel some sort of way about me, especially people who have made themselves my enemy, because you have to understand, I didn't make these enemies. These people
Right.
made themselves my enemies
Right.
by feeling some sort of way about me, and I've done nothing but try to help you. You get what I'm saying? That's why I
Mhm.
say, like, good people get tired too, because it's been people who like, I don't do nothing on Saturdays. I, everything I do on Saturdays is with my family. Everything I do on Sundays is with my family. I feel
Mhm.
like if I give the world me 5 days a week, leave me alone on the weekends,
Right.
because
Right.
the nine
Right.
times out of 10, I'm doing work for clients on the weekends anyway.
Right.
So there have been clients who contact me on the weekends, calling me crying, and here I am consoling, them, letting them vent to me. And then the moment I don't do it or can't do it, or don't bend to your will, whatever that may be, now you're in your feelings. And I personally, even as a mambo, I think it's unfair, because I feel like you're trying to test me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Mhm.
want me to
Give you a reaction. I'm not gonna give you.
yeah, like, and I'm not gonna react the way you want me to. So you're not gonna win anyway. You get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
Like, I feel like people have like all these stigmatisms about Aries and who we are. So it's like, then they in turn try to test me and try to literally piss me off, but it just don't work. It just more shows, to me, it shows their character. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Especially when people are like, well, we were building a friendship. Okay, well, what you guys don't understand, it's hard for me being a priestess to accept anyone on social media as a friend. The
Right.
reason why is because you're trying to learn me. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to find out how I am, how far you can go with me, what you can ask me for. I think Nino is messing with a cord, or unless that's you moving.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just ran out of here. He was
Okay. I feel like they're trying to see what your pressure points are, what your triggers are. And like
Mhm.
I said, ultimately what they can get away with. And then there are the clients who send in $100 every 2 weeks. It's like, what do you think that's gonna do
Mm-mm.
for you magically? Like, I can't do anything. And it does piss me off, because it's like, I mean, I'm good, but I can't
Mhm.
guarantee my work with
Right.
that. You get
You
what
gotta
I'm saying?
hold
It's
up
just
your
not
end of the
enough with
bargain.
offerings and everything. And it's like, people go in with you spiritually and they make these deals, and then all of a sudden they want to change it. They don't want to pay you. That's why I'm like, yeah, as a mambo, please believe I deal with that daily. But I also believe that
Mhm.
when you make that deal with, whether it's a transaction with me or not, my ancestors, my spiritual team is still present. So when you don't do what you say you're going to do, please believe the spirits are going to hold you accountable for that. Now, when you don't do it, don't go blaming me, saying it was me and that I did something, because the truth of the matter is, the spirits are just going to take it back. They're going to take
Mhm.
it
Yep.
back. And then when they take it back, then it's like, instead of taking accountability for one's actions, it's like, let's just blame her. And it's
Mhm.
like, I don't have that type of time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
At
Like,
all.
that's
Yeah.
that's not who I am as a person. I could understand if I was a dark individual and that was something that you're thinking, but I'm just not a dark individual. Like, dark magic, being evil, doing evil magic, that doesn't excite me. Breaking curses, getting people money, healing people,
Right.
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Helping people to get pregnant, that excites me. That makes me happy, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
But then but that's what you how you notice like the genuineness of people. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
the ones who would do it for a view or $1. You know what I'm saying? Versus the ones who
Mm-hmm.
would actually like, hey, I'm doing this out of love because I just love doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I do. I love, like, people are like, well, why don't you work or do anything else? Like I do have
Mm-hmm.
two other businesses that I really focus on, which is Soft Girl Era, and then I have Empress Hustle and He Hustle University. But Soft Girl Era is my boutique. It's me selling items, like baddie items. And then
Mm-hmm.
Empress Hustle and He Hustle University is all about me trying to teach people how to be entrepreneurs, because you have to remember, I've already went through law school. I've already went to school for psychology. I've went to school for sociology, for all these ologies, and I have, reached a place where, let me take that information, like we were talking about earlier, and let me teach other people how to do these things for themselves, so they can be at home with their children, they can homeschool their kids, and they can make the money that I make. Because again, look what timing we are in. We're in a time where we're having spiritual war. We are in a time where you can send your kids to school and these people cannot protect your kids, whether it's from gun violence, whether it's from disease or whatever. They'll protect their money at the bank, but they're not protecting these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I just believe, even before COVID, we were
Mm-hmm.
homeschooling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We were homeschooling. Like our youngest daughter has never been to public school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our next two youngest daughter only did a half a year in public school,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep,
you
mine
know,
school.
and you have to understand, like I do get, trust me, I do get the parents who have to work, so they, like school is their only option. I do get that. But this is why I started my school, so I could educate people on doing these things themselves. Like, I can show you how to start your business with little to no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah, it's going to cost you to get your business phones and stuff like that, unless you want to use your cell phone you already have. Me, I'm not going to use my cell phones. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
use my business phone, because call me on my business line. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Now, if you know me like that, you should feel honored to have my cell phone number, because I don't give that out to everybody. But yeah, a lot is required of me, Kiera. A lot is really
Mm-hmm.
required from me. People claim to be loyal to me, and the truth of it is they're loyal to their need of me, and they don't mess with me how they mess with others. You know what I'm saying? And a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people also don't understand, and they forget that you can tell me whatever you want. I'm psychic. So I already know when you're lying. Just because I don't let you know that I know you're lying doesn't mean that I don't know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing too, but definitely genuine in everything I do, because you guys have to understand that if I was to screenshot y'all and show y'all where my revenue is at on YouTube right now, y'all would be like, damn, that's all love. Because my revenue right now is at like $46 for this month. And YouTube doesn't pay you unless you make $100 or more in revenue. And we get our revenue off of people watching ads. And don't nobody watch ads. We don't get our revenue off of views. We don't get our revenue off of likes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here
Mm-hmm.
doing readings each week for free, no donations. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
being paid for my time and energy, people not booking me, but I'm still here because there are people who cannot afford a reading. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like literally,
Right.
there are
Yeah.
people who cannot afford a reading. So this is why I do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just love it. You get what I'm saying? Like, but no, getting paid, no. Like I get paid when
Mm-hmm.
people book me, and that's why I've been saying, like, for YouTube, for TikTok and Instagram, I'm still going to be posting readings. But far as like people who have had access to me and don't know how to treat me, I'm not going to no longer respond to them. I'm only responding to being booked, because I know my worth and my time is valuable. And I feel like if people will treat me like this while I'm pregnant, blame my pregnancy, like, you're not loyal, because you're not even loyal to my need. You're being disrespectful, you're being selfish and honoring, and you're putting me behind, and you're not keeping your word, and that's not fair to me. That's not fair to me when I get up out of my chair, leave my office, my bed, whatever it is I'm doing, and I go to help you. You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like people don't even be understanding, like, like that. Even when like the readings, for readings, when people book me, that money goes to me from the Bruja's Lair. And I'm being brutally honest. The money that comes in for rituals, that goes towards the rituals. Okay. And a lot of people will not tell you. And this is the crazy thing too. A lot of the people who book me for rituals, they won't even go and do reviews. Like they'll try to gatekeep me. You know what I'm saying? So like others don't know like how good I am or whatever. But then there are a lot of people who have been working with my family for eons. So it just really differs. But a lot of people do try to gatekeep me, and a lot of people don't respect me, and I'm just removing myself away from that, because I like I said, I feel like if you'll treat me like that and that I'm pregnant, like, I need to get away from you, because you are going to lead me to a place where I get out of character, and that's not what I'm trying to do, but that's what you want me to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't value me, and you don't value me because people in your life don't value you. So you're not going to project that energy onto me. You get what I'm saying? That's why I began talking about the air spirits, because it's in the air. I'm saying people are doing stuff to people and not even aware of their own actions and how it is literally making other people feel. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Cause it do hurt. You know what I'm saying? When you're
Yeah,
a good
it
person.
has to. Yeah,
I think that's
because
what
it
your
has
question was
to.
leading up to. Like, does it hurt? How does it feel?
Like,
Like, yeah, it hurt.
yeah,
It really do hurt, because you got to think about it. Like, I'm 7.5 months pregnant.
yeah,
And when this
yeah.
girl asked me to get up and do what she needed me to do, I got up and I did what you needed me to do. And you got what you wanted that same night.
The same night, bro.
You couldn't even give
Yeah.
me a review, but you tell me you're loyal.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of people, they what they don't understand about spirituality is the reason why you got, and that's why I put that post up this weekend, because a lot of these people don't understand, they can't find commitment and loyalty in
Right,
people,
right.
because they're not loyal and committed to the
That's what I
spirit.
said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I just be like, man, look, if you knew me in real life, like, even if you seen my face in real life, you would not do that.
Right,
You
Yeah.
would not do
right.
that. Like, and then when you say that, oh well, I be strapped too. Good for you, as you should. Everybody
As
should
you
be
should.
strapped. I'm
But
not I'm not saying that in a way to put fear in your heart. I'm just letting you know, you come at me the
I'm not
wrong
one to
way.
fuck. I'm not one to
Yeah,
play with.
I'm not finna let you pop me,
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
you know.
not
So
in no
yeah,
way, shape, or
like,
form.
that's why when people be like, "Oh, can I meet you in real life? I found out you live here." Just because I was there don't mean I live there. I actually live in a couple places, to be honest with you, because I
Right,
travel a lot.
Right. Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I travel a lot, but I'm not sitting up here doing magic and buying houses off of it.
All right.
Hello.
because it doesn't pay me like that. Like I get paid off my products, but when I get paid off my products, the money has to go back into my store to replace whatever is used. And I really get paid from readings. The money I get from readings is mine. But for magic, no.
Yeah.
And normally I made this deal with the spirits a long time ago that every time I got a booking, I would get a tarot deck. So like I have tarot decks that y'all haven't even
For
seen.
years. God dog it.
Right.
What?
I got tarot decks that y'all haven't even seen because it'd be too much to go through. Like, so you know the little things that you can sit in front of your bed and like you can sit on them.
Uh-huh.
It's like a little chest, like the
Uh-huh.
big
Mhm,
things.
mhm.
Uh-huh.
I have one of
Yeah.
those filled with nothing but tarot cards.
Okay, you're gonna have to move that stuff for the baby stuff. You're gonna have
Girl,
to.
that
Right.
stuff is up under my desk. The thing is up under my desk. So yeah, it's not even I do have one in front of my bed, but it don't got tarot cards in it. But this particular one I'm telling you about, that one is under my desk. Every part of my desk is filled with tarot cards on the top, the bottom, the side, the bookshelf on the side of it. I got tarot cards in the hallway. I got tarot
Mhm.
cards downstairs, but it just be too much to go through. So like,
Listen, listen, Kira, it's been 7 years now, and I still have not seen all the cards. Okay, and she keep
Really?
buying more. So,
yep, show do, show do. And my husband be like, "Do
Really?
you really need that?" I be like, "The spirit said get it," and he be like, "All right."
it's a deck she used with me the other
For
day. I
real?
was like, "Ooh, I never
Oh, that
seen these
right.
ones.
Look, they be
I
in the
like
videos.
these
I be like, oh,
ones."
I like that one, y'all. It's
I was
saying
like, "Girl,
Canal
I
Sister
been had that
card.
deck." She was like, "Well, why I ain't never seen it, child? I don't know what to tell you." I do not know what to tell you. I got, because somebody asked me, they was like, "Can you do spirit baby readings with more than just that deck?" I was like, first of all, you should be grateful that I'm even doing a reading. Like, what
Right.
deck I use shouldn't even matter. It didn't matter if I just used one deck. Like, it shouldn't matter. You should be grateful. But that let me know right then and there that people are just not grateful.
Hello.
Like, I like I said, saying and doing is two different things. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I wrote a song about it. I sold it on BMI,
Did
but
you?
yep.
Oh
I
wow.
was I was like in I was like 18 when I sold that song.
Oh wow.
Cause I was originally registered because back then you could register. I think you have to register to like one now, but back then I was registered to BMI and ASCAP,
Mm-hmm.
and because I used to have a singing group,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but um I don't, yeah, I don't, the spirits, it's like everything I tried to do to get away from the spirituality, the spirits like was like, yeah, you're not doing that.
No,
Right. Look,
that
Because
is
we
I
gotta
crazy
learn
fought
from
stuff.
I
this
fought it
sometimes.
for so long only because I didn't want to work with people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's
because
understandable.
as an Aries, one thing we hate is not feeling a certain type of way and people to tell us that's how we feel.
Right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Like, oh, you have an attitude. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You know what?
Oh, you're emotional because you're pregnant.
Girl.
What?
Okay.
No, I'm not.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I be happy. Okay. You can't make me mad, child. I be happy. I love my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my life.
Hello.
Like I may not have everything that I want, but I have everything I need. You get what I'm saying?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
And if I want to go get it, I could really go get it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
me not getting it consists of me focusing on bigger things.
Right.
Like for instance, when I found out that I was pregnant, like I immediately started buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
like this baby got over 21 pairs of Jordans.
Really.
You know what I'm saying? Got
Mm-hmm.
over 21 pairs of Jordans. And my husband was like, bro, you order her some more Jordans. Yup. You ain't put no Nikes in there. So when he said that, I put in a Nike order. And I was like, okay, now the baby got Nikes. Because at that time, we didn't know what we were having. So I was just like, we don't know what's going to happen in this world. Let me get some shoes.
Facts.
Right.
You know, we can't be having spiritual war and baby walking around barefoot.
Hello.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, but yeah, like I think if people got to know me too, they would understand a lot more. But a lot of people are just really intimidated by my energy, I feel like.
Like I can't even stay mad around you, bro. Like people are annoying.
Yeah, because it's like when I be talking to y'all will be like, oh, everybody I talk to literally that vents to me or whatever it is, they'd be like, oh, after talking to you, I feel so much better,
Exactly.
and some
Mm-hmm.
people are like, oh, it feels like talking to a celebrity because I watch your videos. Baby, I put my pants on the same way you do, one leg at a time, unless I'm in a rush. I'll be trying to
Right.
stuff both of my feet in there
Hit 'em on the-
Listen.
at one time, but like I'm very humble. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess people are not used to finding a humble Aries. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they try to make me feel some other type of way. But like I told a girl this weekend, baby, I'm happy. I'm finna
Mhm.
give birth to a whole baby that feels like, I'm not gonna lie, like she's doing karate or jiu-jitsu or something, trying to break out of here. But other, like, I'm happy. I have no reason. I'm not mad at none of my enemies. I'm not mad
Right.
at anybody who made themselves my enemy. I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't work with me or who doesn't want to work with me. I'm not mad at anybody who
Mm-hmm.
dislikes me, my channel, none of that, because none of that holds no weight to who I am and what my character is. I know who I am, and I don't have to explain who I am because my aura tells it all. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Brittany wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
working with me come 7 years, finna be 8 years, if
Exactly.
I was just this bad type of person. Kiara
Exactly.
wouldn't consider me her mambo and her sister if
Period.
I was some bad type of person. You would not let your daughter talk to me. Your
Right.
Mm-hmm.
daughter literally lives to talk to me.
He
Mm-hmm.
definitely does.
So like, I think people just kind of create whatever image that they want to create about you. To answer your
Mm-hmm.
question, like, yeah, I feel like they want me to be like readers that they've experienced. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
she's an Aries. They've put me in this category. My energy doesn't fit in a small ass box, so you can't
Right.
claim me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
not sorry.
None of us are even meant to fit in a box. We are made up of so many constellations, so many stars that it is impossible to put anybody in a box. Like we're
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
special. We're all special in our own way. You just gotta figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. I feel like people don't give you a chance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what it is too. I feel like people don't give me a chance to showcase who I am. Like, they hear a video, because YouTube lets you know who watches your videos and how
Uh-huh.
long they look at it. People will watch 3 minutes of the video. Oh, I'm done. Oh, I'm done. I heard what I wanted to hear. Or,
Oh,
oh, she didn't say something I didn't. She said something I didn't like. Okay, that's completely fine. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
resonate with you. That's completely fine. I would rather you realize that I'm not for you than you to try to take up space where you don't fit. You get
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
That's the
right.
type of
Mm-hmm.
person I am. Like, I don't hold anybody that against anybody, like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
So yeah.
yeah.
Definitely agree.
What other questions you got for me?
Mhm.
Um, and so while I was researching this stuff, right? Because I'm like, it said, the podcast is elemental spirits and current events, right?
Mhm.
So I was thinking of each one that they was discussing, like earth, air, fire. Is it similar to the ones that you could Google? You get what I'm saying? Would it be like a watered down of the Orishas? Or
I
like,
wouldn't I wouldn't say watered down,
uh-huh.
but are the Orishas upset? If that's your question, yes.
Okay.
Are the
Yeah, the Oya
Loas,
is definitely upset, baby.
yeah, are the Loas or the Loas, depending on how you say it,
Because
are they
it
upset? Yes.
and then too, but that was my thing too when I was looking it up because I had to literally go by Orishas. I couldn't go by the title in which it said elemental spirits. Like I had to kind of dig deeper. And I'm like, and I was
Mhm.
reading, I'm like, wait, no. I'm like, this ain't it.
Yeah,
And
because each Orisha is over something. You
yes,
get
that's
what
why I
I'm
was
saying?
yeah.
So like I'm not gonna say which ones,
Right,
okay?
right, right.
But each Orisha is over something. One of my parent Orishas is over the air, the
Okay.
storms and the things of that nature.
Okay.
So I'm already knowing what type of time she and he is
Who
on.
is on? Right. Okay.
Even especially with the earth spirits, I'm knowing he's upset. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And he has every right to be upset because they're not treating the earth like they should treat it.
Right.
People are treating the earth like they made it, you know,
Uh-huh.
they didn't
Yeah.
make this. And the fact that people want to take credit for it, is
Okay.
is
Yeah.
really just beyond me, you
Yeah.
know.
Because when I was reading some that was talking about it, and I'm like, wait, they not mentioning the Orishas. Like, what is going on? And then I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So I had to
Mhm.
keep reading into it a little bit to kind of read the science,
Because
basically.
you was trying to figure out what I meant by just saying elemental spirits. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, what did she
yeah.
mean when she said elemental spirits? Yeah, I meant a lot of areas,
Areas, yeah.
just not
That's what I
one,
got too.
you
Yeah.
know? Just like not we can't just focus on one because
On one, yeah.
there are many areas to understand. And that's the thing about me as a mambo. Anytime
Mhm.
anybody deals with me, I want you to expand your mind. I want you
Right.
to expand your consciousness because there are so many things that you can learn, because you're more powerful than you even understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I want you to figure out what that power is. You get what I'm saying? So I'm as if anybody wanting to come work with me or wanting me to be their mambo, you have to understand I'm going to be very hard on you because I'm going to challenge you.
She
And
ain't
if you're
lying,
not
y'all.
used if you're not used to a challenge, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But you would want someone who's going to challenge you because if it's too easy, then something's wrong. You get what I'm saying? My mama was very challenging for me, you know. Um, but she kept me on my toes and she kept me focused. And she, among many of my elders, are the reason why I am the woman sitting in front of you today and not the woman who I used to be. You get what I'm saying? Even me myself, I had to give myself a chance. You know what I'm saying? I had to realize that there were things that I was doing, that how I was responding to things, it just wasn't right. Not even in the right of being legal, in the right of the Loas, in the right
Mm-hmm.
of the Orishas, and that's in the divine most high creator. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I this is who I'm focused on. So I'm never really worried about people's reactions of me. or
Mm-hmm.
inactions of me, even
Mm-hmm.
though their inactions do get annoying, but I'm worried about how the spirits view me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I move. I move to please the spirits. I move to prove to the most divine high creator that when you chose me, you didn't waste your time on me.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right, right.
the divine most high, his opinion, the divineness, his wife,
Mm-hmm.
Right,
their opinions is what matters to me. The opinions of people don't matter to me. A lot of people are possessed and don't even know they're possessed,
mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am with it, y'all. That is where I
Well, we're
am with it.
proud.
Huh?
I said, well, we are proud.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that because
for sure, for
that
sure.
means a lot. That
Uh-huh.
means a lot, especially with YouTube because you guys just keep coming back for more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel like you guys were chosen to be on the podcast. Like, did I want to remove people from the podcast? No, but you can't come on the podcast and think that the podcast is your platform and you're going to run it, or that you're going to be rude to other people who are on it.
Right.
And that's why I say people have to learn how to humble themselves. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they can't really humble themselves when they have people bullying them. So they try to turn around and bully somebody else, or try to bully somebody who they think they can get away with it. And it just doesn't work like that.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
At all. Not over here.
Yeah, it don't. Like I could be loud, I could be ghetto, I could be cussing everybody out. I'm 40 years old.
Mm-mm. Not
Right.
doing it.
I'm what, 40 years old. What
Mm-hmm.
I look like out here loud, ratchet? No.
Mm-mm.
That's not mambo or priestess behavior. You get
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not that type of behavior. So no, I can't do that. Like I said, if somebody don't want to deal with me, just pay me my money. I let everybody
Yeah.
make payment plans. Pay me my
Right.
money, because the reason why I say pay me my money, because if you owe me money, that means your work is not done. So pay me your money so I can, it'll take me one day to clear out all your work. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
some of my plans that people get on start at 11 bands. So if you get on a plan for 11 bands and you pay me my whole entire 11 bands, I'll have your work done that same day.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I
Yep.
allow
Yeah.
people to make payment arrangements because everybody is not as fortunate. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
yes, there are people who pay me who think like, oh, well, I'm paying you money every week and you over here balling. Where you get that from? Because your money goes to your work, honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say some people send me $100 every 2 weeks, and I just look at them like, what do you want me to do with that?
Yeah. What
Do
is
you know
that
how
supposed to be?
disrespectful that is to the spirits? And do you know how disrespectful it is to be like, well, I'm gonna give the spirits $100 every 2 weeks, but I'm gonna go spend money on all this other stuff, you know,
Every other day. Yep.
like, come on. People out here doing stuff that don't even make sense for real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't tell people to do with their money. So it's kind of like they gotta figure out the hard way, you know what I'm saying? But being someone who has seen, like, I've seen people, like there was this girl that came to me in like 2021, and like she had a job but her husband didn't. So once I started doing work for her and she started saying that the work was working, she was like, oh, I need you to do this spell for me to get my husband a job. So I got her husband a job. And it was like right when her husband got the job, she started telling me that she couldn't make payments on her work. Now, keep in mind, you made a deal with me and the spirits to pay this X amount of dollars every, week, every 2 weeks, because I don't do monthly.
Mhm.
so I could do your work. But now that the money's coming in, you don't want to pay me because you want to go do all this other stuff. So my thing is always keep in mind who was there for you when you didn't have nothing. Keep in mind that you didn't have anything and that the spirits gave you this, and then you want to put them last. You put them
Right, right.
first and
Or just
then do
plain old
whatever it
forget
is you want
about
to do.
them. What?
Yeah.
You gotta
So like
maintain the shit that you've got from them. What are you talking about?
this
What?
girl, the husband started doing stuff with girls at the job. The she lost her job. They started fighting, fussing, cussing. They broke up, ended up calling the police on each other. Like the spirits took everything.
Y'all finna be taken away from each other with that type
Yeah,
of.
like I of course I got blamed for it, but
But it was really your fault. You stopped.
right, like I didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
Like I didn't
that's
I why like come on, I got little ass kids. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right. I don't have time.
my husband would not be with me if I was just out here. You get what I'm saying? Like
hmm
being weird, so it's just weird.
And then that's another thing that throws off the balance of the universe because now you got the spirits over here mad, and now it might be even collateral damage because of your stuff.
But
Because
see, that's the
you
thing
exactly.
that they don't understand. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it's so much back and forth energy because people are making deals that they don't keep, and these are spirits. The spirits are
Mhm.
already dead. Why are you playing with them?
Exactly.
And you can't say I didn't tell you, because I tell everybody the same thing. Do not play with the spirits. Do not play with the spirits. Do not play with them because they're already dead.
Exactly.
Let them
That's why
enhance
I
your
was so
life.
nervous about starting spirituality in the first place because I already know like spiritual beings ain't no joke.
Man, who you telling?
hmm
I consider you and Kiara very loyal.
hmm
Definitely, it ain't never been nobody but you. It ain't
I
gonna
love
Yeah,
be.
my
I consider the both of you very loyal because you two don't come well, I gotta go shopping and buy these wigs. I gotta go get surgery,
right.
Mm-mm.
Listen.
instead of working out. I gotta go do this, that, and the third. Like, come on. You gotta
hmm
understand, for you to get off that table, baby,
Mm.
it's gonna take ancestors to get you up off that table. I don't play with
Mm.
surgery. We seen what happened to Jackie O.
Hello.
hmm
We seen what happened to Jackie O. Baby, I have
Hello.
a home gym. I am 7.5 months pregnant and I was working out earlier today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Like I what?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
I'm not finna play like that because you have to understand that when you are doing these things, whatever it is that people choose to do and not do right by the spirits, like it's another girl. I don't want nothing bad to come in my life. I want everything good. The ancestors give you that, and now you don't got time for them. I don't understand why y'all like, and then when something goes wrong, that's when you want to go fix it. Like it doesn't make sense. That's gonna cost you extra money.
hmm
Exactly.
Like
hmm
Exactly.
it just doesn't make sense. And that's why I'm like, so part of it, yes, Kiera, part of the things
hmm
that are happening is because people are pissing the spirits off, because you
Mm-hmm.
have to look at it. When you go to do work, you're working with a spirit, a spiritual being. If you're not keeping your word,
Exactly.
what element do they carry?
Hello.
Now,
Hello.
hmm
now they all, so a lot of these spirits are mad because people can't keep their word.
Exactly.
So it's like, and then my thing is, people want to be understood but don't want to understand.
That part.
You
Yeah,
know,
that part.
they want you to
hmm
understand their situation and what they got going on. Like their situation over trumps you and what you got going on. So what you're saying is you're more important than I am.
But you asking me for help.
Right.
We gotta make that part
Right.
make sense.
You can't make it make sense because it don't make sense. It don't make sense to us. It don't make sense to the spirits. And the spirits are tired of being treated like, some third class, citizen. How you gonna come to me for help, and then when it's time to pay up and do right by me, you gonna choose other options? Okay, so what happened when I get tired of waiting on you? Because they give you time, but what happened when they stop? Then you crying, blowing snot all around over the place because things are not going into your favor. Come on, what are you expecting?
Exactly.
And then to give someone like this girl tries to give, basically, you gave me an ultimatum. This is what I'm gonna do because of what situation I'm in. Okay, so when the spirits handle your ass and they handle your situation and they do whatever it is they're gonna do to you, I need you to keep that same energy.
Exactly.
Because I'm gonna need you to understand why they moved the way they moved.
Exactly.
And don't expect me to get up out of my bed and help you, because I'm not. You finna have to pay extra, and I'm gonna need all my money up front.
Hello.
Like, no, because you're not gonna play with my time. People treat us as if we don't have other things to do, or as if they're our only client. The same way the universe brought you to me, the universe will bring me 10 more of you when they remove you out of my element. But what are you going to go through the rest of your lifetime? Which is going to be unbeknownst to me, because I'm not going to be nowhere around.
Period. Hello.
I'm not going to be nowhere reading cards or searching for your energy. And that's why I say, like, yeah, some people do see my readings and they get in their feelings about it, but it's like, I can't do nothing about what comes up in the energy, son. Like, so if your energy is coming up in the energy, then guess what? Hey, my spirits are snitching on you, or someone else's ancestral spirits or spiritual team is snitching on whoever that person is and letting them know, hey, look, this is how this person really feels. Because you can say that you feel one way, but then you can mean another. That's why I say some people are just feeling like they're obligated. You're obligated to talk to them or deal with them. And you don't have to do that. But that's an energy and an ego thing. It really doesn't even have anything to do with you. It has something to do with the lack of them not breaking off the things that are attached to them. And these things can attach to them from anything. Like you can literally go to work and be good, cleansed and everything, but you could come home with hundreds of attachments just because of where you've walked. The rooms that you walked in, so that's what I've always told. I knew this one girl, she had like 900 and something demons on her, and I was like, ancestors, I can't deal with her because she's literally getting on my nerves. And she followed me for years, and it was just like I began to block her from my social sites because I was like, at this point, you're just a monitoring spirit. You get what I'm saying? That's what I was saying about flies. Flies are monitoring spirits. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, because these things tie themselves up in your energy, and the excuse that they use is that they're going through something or they need your help or whatever it is, and whatever the outline of the story is. And it's like your energy ends up getting tied up in these situations, and you're wondering why you feel drained, and you can't get a breakthrough, and it's because of that ultimately. So yeah. Yep.
That was some good info.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any more questions for moi or for each other,
That's it. Oh, what's up, Raya? Yeah, hurry up, get in the bed. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, you good. Hey,
Tell us,
girl. Hey,
hey, y'all.
daddy.
Hey, Soraya.
Something is wrong. No. I was just reading about the events that's just happening today, and it's just crazy. This
Yeah,
world is like literally in chaos.
today was a crazy day. You know,
Yeah.
like leading up to this podcast, there were earthquakes, it was storms, it was just all kind of crazy, dealing with crazy energy. I was just like, oh my gosh.
You know what? And you don't know what's crazy? The lights flick. I said the lights flickered. I had to deal with water
Mm.
and the wind damn that blew me away today.
Mm, mm, mm,
Just
mm.
Yeah, me both.
And you was like, why is it so cold in here? I remember hearing you say that. It's
It
because the
yeah,
is.
and
spirits around.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like it's freezing, y'all. I'm in a hoodie right now. Like I'm like super cold.
The
So I
spirits
ain't
are
looking at me
around.
like looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, man, it's super cold.
That's them spirits.
Man.
Them spirits around, honey. They like, what's good, ma?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like my ancestors really be snitching on people. It don't even be funny. They be
What?
like, girl, I be thinking I'm just gonna go to sleep and not have no dream. They be like, girl, honey, watch this. I be like,
Right,
Lord.
look.
I be like, dang, do my enemies get tired or take a break? They be like, no.
Nope.
Cause the first thing that my one of my elders used to always tell me is that the dead don't rest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Swear.
was like, so why do people be saying rest in peace? You know?
Mm.
Right.
They say the dead don't rest.
Mm-hmm.
And when the spirits count you as dead, it's like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep.
know?
You
So
dead, dead.
it gives another term to dead man walking. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why I say you gotta do good and do right by people, because you never know who you'll end up needing. You know what I'm saying? And if you burn your bridges with somebody that you really, really need, woo, what you gonna do?
Right. Right. And that's why it's
Yeah.
our top two rules. Everything for the great good and do harm to no one.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's why I say, because even having y'all, like I can actually, like I said, I don't really consider many people as friends, but
Mm-hmm.
I can consider you guys more than friends. I consider you guys as family. Even though you're my godchildren, I
Mm-hmm.
consider you guys as family. You know
Definitely.
what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I consider you guys as family. And you asked me earlier, like, do I have situations where, it's people that I miss, or it's situations that I wish I wouldn't have handled wrong? Yeah, it is, because way back then I let my emotions, that's when I was in my emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I let my emotions get the best of me back then because I was grieving.
Mm-hmm.
One or
Mm-hmm.
two of my brothers are dead. You know what I'm saying? My foster mom who raised me is dead. My mambo who initiated me into voodoo is dead. So I was just like, it wasn't like I had an attitude. It was just like, bye, I don't got time for this. You get what I'm saying? I'm going through my own thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say it's crazy that people want you to understand them, but they don't want to understand you and your situation. And that's not fair.
It's not.
That's not fair to
Mm-hmm.
want to be understood, but not want to understand. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then like, you can't tell somebody that you respect them and then talk to them like that. Because obviously you don't. You feel like you have some hierarchy over them. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You can tell me who you are, but I'm gonna show you who I ain't. You get
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And I'm not the one, I'm not the two, I'm not the three, the four, the five, the six, the seven, the eight, the ninth, the 10th, the 20th. I'm none of those.
Hello.
you know. And when you allow people to play with you, they're gonna play with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
as it's been coming up in the readings, y'all, it's really all a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
all any of this stuff is. It's a distraction. You get what I'm saying? Like how everybody's like, oh, China coming out with the tea, and that's why I did the video. Like everybody's like how China's coming out with the tea and telling the truth about designer. Y'all late.
Mm-hmm.
Real
Mm-hmm.
late. That's why I'm
Right.
sitting here like, why is everybody just so shocked and
Like y'all
appalled?
late. I've been getting my bags from my African brothers and sisters and my
Hello.
Asian brothers and sisters. Y'all are tripping.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it. Y'all seen my short I put up on YouTube and
Yep, I've
TikTok?
seen it. Mm-hmm.
$35,000 on a bag is insane.
Mm-mm. Not doing it.
You got people who spending $35 on a bag but have no education.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
You have people spending
Mm-hmm.
$35,000 on a bag but have no business. These are
Hmm.
current events.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
But this is the thing. Why are they telling you this about China now? What are they trying to get your attention off of?
Mm-hmm.
What are they trying to get your attention off of? Because they're definitely trying to get your attention off of something,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
Mm-hmm.
what is it exactly? You know, so it's like, come on, y'all late. I look, if they telling you about China giving the designer bags for the lowdown, what are they trying to get your
Mm-hmm.
attention off of? I'm gonna say that for the last time. Because it's something.
Gotta be.
Something is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know the earthquake happened last week, but those people, even though it don't have nothing to do with anybody in the States, those people are still over there hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When they had that big
Everything.
old earthquake over there, what came up out the earth?
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something way greater going on here. Um Elemental wise, spiritual wise, there's just a lot going on and people are not tapped in to what it is. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot going on right now and I really hope people understand that. You know what I'm saying? So instead of fighting, instead of, being in pride and the ego, everybody really needs to be trying to work together because at the end of the day, what happens when there's no none of this communication that we're using right now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you got to, like that's why I was telling y'all about my neighbor. Like, I know how to grow. I know how to farm. And this woman would literally watch me plant and my stuff start growing within a matter of weeks. And it would make her so mad that she would try to like compete her garden with mine. So she started like putting
Wow.
plastic plants in her yard to make it look like, and I'm just like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'm like, instead
It's
of just
never that deep.
instead of calling my kids,
He is dedicated.
nasty names, instead of being rude to me, do you know I could have taught you how to grow and you could have fed your family?
Yeah, like that's
Exactly.
networking.
Right.
Like just like working your way and not even networking in a way of just making everything about business, but just
Helping
building
another.
genuine
Golly.
connections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Right. Like, come on,
what?
like let's it's easier. It's crazy because back in the olden days, it was easier for everybody to work together than it was apart.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Everybody's so far removed from the way that the ancestors would do things now
Mm-hmm.
that everybody's just in secret competition with the next person, and it's crazy. You tell somebody you got a business, oh, I got a business too. Like,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Even within
Oh,
family,
I'm finna
it's
go make.
freaking
I'm finna go
competition.
build two of them. I'm finna go build two of them.
Right, like, come on, like, it's come on, let's
Mm-hmm.
why does it have to be all of that? We should be able to help each other, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because a sister like me be on it, okay? Like, Everybody was looking at me crazy yesterday. I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning working on just one business, not this particular business, but my soft girl business. I was doing the inventory, and I was like, they just see that shit is popping up on my damn channel. On my shit right now. Somebody talking about China's. Forget, man. Look, what are they? That's a distraction. But, I just wish more, especially women, because like I strongly advocate for women. Like there was a time in my Bruja's Lair business, I was like, I don't want to work with no men. I only want to work with women, because men would try to dominate me, and now I gotta go tell my husband. But then it started being the women too, and I was just like, bro, I advocate for women so strongly. Why would y'all do me like this? You know what I'm saying? Why would you treat me like that? And I'm just trying to help you. Like I've dealt enough with being treated harshly as a child. I'm not dealing with that in my adulthood. I'm just not. So it is what it is. But I'm finna drop these readings for the collective.
We'll see.
Yeah, I really want to drop the grandma one first.
Yeah, I want. Yeah.
But you said it's two. Wait, you said it's two of them, right?
Yeah, it's two grandma readings, because one of the grandma readings is like where she's taking care of somebody's child who
Okay.
who lost the baby. Okay, so this baby basically went back to get another baby, but at the same time, some of these people lost their babies because they were spiritually attacked. So like some people even had stillborns because their wombs were being attacked. Okay. And I'm gonna dive more into that maybe tomorrow or the next day, because it's all behind like these evil people and demonic forces. That's why I really wanted to talk about the current events, because women have been trying to figure out why it's been so hard for them to get pregnant. But the truth about it is it's been so hard for them to get pregnant because the demons don't want them to have these powerful babies who can wipe them out, you know? So, all of these people stuck in that ego, oh, I don't need this, I don't need that. But then you later find out that, hey, you need this help, you need this person, which is why. So if it was anything emotional, it was more so my feelings being hurt, because I know you need my help. I want to help you. There are a multitude of demons attacking you, and you're making my job hard, because the way that you're talking to me, I want to block you and no longer talk to you again. And if you never get what you want, that's going to be because of your actions here tonight. Not tonight, here, but that particular night. But that's why I say sometimes I just get fed up. And in those instances, Kiara and Brittany, I have regretted deleting and blocking those people, because I'm like, damn, I could have helped that person. But that person was they were so toxic. My energy had to let them go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, which is understandable.
Like it's so many people. Like I even be wishing like they could, like hear me out, like let me help you. But I can't let them make me help them. And it's like I be wanting to help so many people. I can sense the energy of people needing my help, wanting my help.
Right.
But it's like they don't reach out, and I don't reach out to people. You have to reach out to me. I'm never gonna reach out to you. So if anybody's reaching out saying, "Hi, I'm such and such from the Bruja," lie.
Right.
Because I don't reach out to anybody. Like I'm even when I was going through like my grieving process and stuff like that, I was the suffer in silence type. Like when my foster mom died, I used to just sit there and cry. Like I would cry, and our younger kids would end up coming in the room and like seeing me crying. So I started crying in the closet, because that was really hard for me, especially the way that she died. You know what I'm saying? Like I had been looking for her, I couldn't find her. Come to find out, her family was just like treating her so horribly. They had already skimmed her money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now she's in hospice, and I'm just like, that woman deserves so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And the aggressive me, the upset me, did do magic, but I did magic to reverse everything they had done to her to happen to them, so they could see how she felt. And the reason why I did it was because she asked me to.
Right.
She literally asked me to do it. So I did it. So it wasn't like something evil,
Right.
It was just return what they did to me to them,
Yeah.
because they took advantage of her property, everything that her and her family worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? Being her husband, her son, who looked out for me. Yeah, they took those. That was a lot of money. I'm not going to say how much it was, but it was in the millions. Like I think that's something that people don't understand about me. I had a trust fund, and this family took that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So that's how or should know. If you don't know by now, I'm not an evil person, because I didn't even do nothing to them people for that.
Right.
I put them in the spirit's hands. And a lot of those people who treated me very bad growing up, those people been done passed away. And that's when I knew, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I knew that back then, because there was this one man, like I knew he didn't like women because of the way he treated women, but like he would always just try to hit me, like, and it'd be like for no reason, because I never did anything. So I didn't understand like why he was always trying to hit on me, like physically hit me. And one day he came home and he was very upset. I was washing my car, because I had just given my foster mom her bath and everything. She was eating her food. So I told her I was going to wash my car real quick because it had rained and my car was dirty. So he just came in there fussing at me, cussing at me, kicked my bucket of water over that I was using that had the soap and my sponge and stuff in it, telling me I wasn't shit, was never going to be shit. Just all kind of crazy stuff. Like I don't know where this man pulled this stuff from, but he was just saying all kind of stuff to me. And like 2 weeks later, he passed away in his own throw up. And they were saying that the reason why he went off on me is because he found out that he had some disease. And I was like, again, that's not something that was my problem. But yeah, like, but I was so accustomed and used. So like when you ask me questions, Kiera, and I tell you the answers, I'm really used to people doing me like that. That's why I can't be in my emotions, because I'm used to it already. You get what I'm saying? So like I'm already knowing people telling me they're loyal. I'm already knowing you baking soda. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm used to people flaking on me. You get what I'm saying? I'm used to people abandoning me and not. Come on, both of my parents left me while I was still in the hospital, plugged up to tubes because I was born early. So if both of my parents left me, then you have to know that I don't expect anyone to stay with me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's more so like I'm waiting for them to leave but not waiting on them to stay because
Right.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm used to people leaving. I'm used to detaching myself. Like that's just me and who I am within my energy. Do I want to be like that? Do I want situations to be like that? No, I don't. But I have no control over what anyone else does, nor how they feel. You get what I'm saying? And if they don't do anything about the attachments, then what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So like it's one of those things, like I said, it is what it is. Because what can you do about it? You can
Yeah.
show people how good you are as a person. You can be good to everybody, but just because you're good to people doesn't mean that they're going to be good to you,
To you. Yeah. That's true.
you know? So, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But like I always say, I do appreciate y'all doing this podcast because
Always.
people people get to see like how my godchildren interact with me,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
I don't have all my godchildren on here, but especially not my new initiates, but
Mhm.
um I do have you two on here. Um some of my godchildren are like, Mama, we not talking to them. They not ready for what we gotta say. And I just be like, okay, okay. Cause they really don't want to know, like
Mhm.
they not ready. And a lot of people are not ready. And it's okay to not be ready, but you
Mhm.
have
Mhm.
to understand that you're not ready. You know what I'm saying? And be
Right.
okay with that and learn, so you can
Right.
grow. You can't grow without learning.
Right,
And
right.
That's
my
true.
foster dad who raised me would say, experience is the best teacher.
Yep. That's
Mhm.
my motto.
You know, that's why I know not to play
Mhm.
with the spirits because I ran from them.
Yep.
Right, right, right.
I ran from them. That's why I used to tell y'all, you got to stop running because the more you run, the louder it get.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And then you'll start getting to the point where you'll start losing things because they're trying to get your attention. And you don't want to lose things. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention.
Mhm.
That's why I say
That's true.
I don't never wish bad on anybody, but what I do wish is that people would say, okay, let me get out of my ego, let me get out of my pride, and let me understand where she's coming from. Let me take the time to understand her like I know I want to be understood by others, not just me, but others. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Let me give her a chance. That's why I was telling y'all before, a lot of people just don't even give me a chance,
Yep.
you know? And if somebody don't give you a chance, then it's nothing that you can do. So,
Yep. Free will.
okay.
You got your free will.
But for everybody who watches this podcast, I appreciate you guys too, because you guys could literally be doing anything else with your time, but you're here with us every week. And I appreciate that. I appreciate the loyalty.
Yes.
I appreciate every like. I appreciate the comments, even the negative ones. I appreciate
Living
it.
and living.
Okay. I appreciate it. Um, I appreciate the time, the energy, the growth of my channel because um what was it, like 2 years ago I had 100 subscribers. Now I'm at like 4,000 something subscribers, so to a lot of people that's not a lot. To me, I'm grateful.
Right.
Grateful.
I'm
Right.
grateful for everybody who books a reading with me. Like there have been people, who in the past have, donated money to me. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for everything because people what I understand is that people don't have to do the things that they do. So for the ones who take their time to pour it into the Bruja's lair, Soft Girl Era TV, Empress Hustle, and He Hustle University, anything that my name is on that they have chosen to support me, I appreciate them 100%, because that's real. That's like the realest thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Is to
Mm-hmm.
actually support someone, mean it, and come from a good place. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. I appreciate the people who get kicked off the live and say, "Oh, I got to go right back." You know what I'm saying? Let me get back in there. I appreciate that. I really do. You know. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I may need like a week or two
Amazing.
after after I have the baby to do podcast. So we may take like a week or 2 week break. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Well, of course, you have to handle your
Yeah, but that's
business.
whenever she decides to be born though. But whenever that happens, you know, there you go.
Almost time.
I know. I'm so ready.
I'm ready too. I'm ready too.
I know. So I'm ready to. Me
Like I'm
too.
tired. I'm like almost tired of being patient, but it's just like I enjoy these moments, you know?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Like I don't want to rush it.
Rex.
So yeah. So I guess we're gonna end it, y'all.
Okay, now I'm about to go take my little bath or whatever.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
guys. Well, peace, love, and abundance to everyone. If you guys decide to call me afterwards, y'all can. But peace and love and abundance to everyone who has taken their time to watch our podcast. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You can also email me at bookings@thebrujaslair.com. But other than that, guys, we will see you in the next one.
See
Later, guys.
ya.
Bye. Yeah, Kiara, you're gonna have to call me.
Yeah. He's talking
Cause
about some. Yeah,
yes, Soraya got some stuff to say.
You look, come some. I want to come. They not asking that we got off a podcast.
Yeah, just call me.
Okay, okay.
All right.